Hey folks, Maverick Indicators here. Alright, so got my eye on the downside. This is very interesting. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. The Maverick AI Pro colors your candles to the data, not to price and direction. Look at this. Don't you wish you were up all night long taking this trade? I mean, you stayed pretty much pink and below the Maverick guide all night until it hit this zone here. Holy smokes, this is a huge move. Massive move overnight on ES. And I mean, look at this thing. Unbelievable. Anyway, cool buy signal here, sell, called the sell signal, came down, and boy, did it come down. Oh my goodness. So it's about 9:03 a.m. We might just like flatten out until the open. Not too sure. Have my eye on a couple of things. ES, of course, when it comes to, let me squinch this up so you can see the whole thing. The Maverick AI Pro colors your candles to the data, not to price and direction. If you see bright green, it might just fly right off your screen. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. So got my eye on potentially continuing to go short here. You can see we're starting to cluster up here and we have all hot pink candles. We do have a weak zone right here. Your stronger zone is here. A lot of times price likes to move away from the stronger zone. And our next zone is way down here, auto drawn by our Maverick zones. So pretty interesting stuff. Going to keep my eye on the downside. Not ready to take a trade yet, although if it breaks a zone, I will. If it breaks this zone, I will absolutely hop in. But if we were to go short, here's the reason why. You got red background, the bears are in control. We're starting to consolidate, but with hot pink candles. So even though we're going sideways, the data, even though we're going sideways, the data is rich to the downside. These are downside data candles. Let me zoom in here. These are downside data candles. Okay. Now you're in manipulation time. That's why you probably have this guy right here. But see how your time is red? The Maverick Atomic Clock, which comes in the new toolkit for NinjaTrader. All our indicators, though, on the Ultimate Edge bundle work on NinjaTrader and TradingView. But it turns red during manipulation time. And you can see this is clearly a downtrend. You clearly have down data. Red and pink are your strongest downside data candles. But you're getting these up confidence arrows. Now you probably get stopped out at this zone right here. You got an 82% score. But watch what happens with price as this turns white. Wait for this to turn white. This is market manipulation time, this first minute of a new 5-minute candle. Let's wait. Let's watch this thing. And you might just get hung up in between these zones for a little bit before you can break through here or you go to the upside, right? So let's wait. We got another 10 seconds, and I want you to see how when that market manipulation time is done, how a lot of times this changes. So let me clear this. Okay, market manipulation time is done. Okay, or what I perceive as, I don't have any proof of it, but it's from what I've noticed. And look at this candle. It was moving up. The whole time it was moving up. Look at the wick, and now which way is it going to go? Let's see. You're coming out of this time. Is it going to push down? Because the manipulation was to the upside. So let's see. Oh, how weird is that? It's moving to the opposite direction. So strange. No, not really. That's why we make the Maverick Atomic Clock turn red during that time. Okay. So you have downside data. Get that like this. All 5 traders, think of T1 through T5 as traders, all 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames. Think about how powerful it would be if I put you in the room with 5 other traders. These are algorithms, but 5 other traders, and they all had a completely different style. And they were voting every single tick across 6 time frames. Instead of having 6 charts up on your monitors, why not have the Maverick Multi-X in a nice neat little box up here telling you 5 traders all with a different style casting a vote every single tick across 6 time frames. Pretty dang powerful. Look, this thing's pushing right back down. Okay, Maverick Trender is pegged to the top. We call these flat tops. See, flat top. Started here. Where to end? Right here. Okay, profitable move. These are flat tops. If it's green, it goes up. Where did it start? Started here, and it went up to here, about here. Profitable move, right? Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna watch this thing. We do have a B set up to the downside on the Ultimate Trading Assistant, the Maverick Radar. Oh, you just lost it. It's gonna go in and out. It's calculated per tick. But we have been seeing a B set up to the downside, but we just gotta watch this thing because this is pre-market. Market opens in 12 minutes. You do have news, the Maverick News. Let me pull up the Maverick News indicator. Let me stretch this out so you can see it. Boom. So we got news at 9:45. So you got news that can really affect your charts at 9:45 right here. Okay, 9:45. You have PMI, and what's cool about the Maverick News, let me zoom this in, is it'll actually draw. And sorry, I have these zones on here. Let me turn off my zones. So what it'll do is it'll mark it up here. See this? So you have PMI at 9:45, and then it marks it on your chart. I'm terrible at checking the news, but now with the Maverick News, I just, with a click of a button, I bring it right up. And then with a click of a button, I make it disappear. So pretty cool. This is part of the toolkit. It kind of allows you to change your NinjaTrader into TradingView, put all your favorite drawing tools here, and then you can turn on and turn off your indicators with one click of a button. So like if I want to make my Maverick Multi-X up here disappear, where's the Multi-X? Right there. I can just take it right off the screen, or I can pop it right back on. All right, so let me put back on my zones, and let's see where this one's going to go. You're in between 2 zones right now. We could start getting close to the open and dump to this next zone, which I'd be happy with, or kind of the tougher one is going upward, but you have downside data. So if I had to guess right now, I'd say, look, you're mostly red across 6 time frames, all 5 traders. Maverick Trender's pegged to the top. Oh yeah, look, you're getting an A+ setup to the downside here. I might take a tester here. Oh, we're in the manipulation time. Hang on, I can't take a tester right now. See this? See how the clock is 9:10? This is manipulation time, so we don't want to get stuck going, okay, now we're gonna go short, but we're in between here. Okay. So we got another 10 or so seconds before we can take a trade. But I want to see some momentum to the downside here. I don't want to just see, I mean, this has been 8:35, so for almost 45 minutes we've been stuck in between the zones. But how cool is it that you already know where these zones are? Maverick zones auto draws your support and resistance zones, and then as price gets closer to the zone, you get these scores of price holding or breaking. Anything less than 90% is game for breaking. Anything greater than 90% is like a brick wall. What I can tell you is that a lot of times price likes to move away from the stronger zone. Price likes to move away from the stronger zone. And these aren't just zones like just drawn where price action was. This is by probability. I have the retest zones on right now, but we have minor zones, major zones, retest zones, consolidation zones, cluster zones. There's all different types of zones depending on your trading style. Okay, we got an A+ setup to the downside. The Ultimate Trading Assistant, the Maverick Radar down here, goes through our entire checklist of everything we're looking for from our indicators, and it grades it. Right now it's giving us an A+ setup to the downside. So this will be interesting if this thing pops down. If it does, I'm going to get into one contract, because if we can break this zone, guys, which only has a 71 score, I would be targeting this zone down here as long as we can get there before market open. Because once market opens, the wicks come up and they can just knock you out, even out of a winning trade. But we got, you know, what, 20... No, we got 18 minutes to open. Never mind. So we'd have to make our money in 18 minutes, because, gosh, when that market opens, that candle can be just like this, and the wicks can be like, you know, we've all seen it. We've all gotten knocked out of that opening bell when we were winning our trade. So anyway, I'm going to leave my chart up, and we'll just keep watching this thing. So this thing really, see, we just got stuck up in here. This is why I didn't enter, because we're between two zones like this. But how cool is it that we know that these zones are here? We just got out of manipulation time. So if I can see a nice push to the downside, I will get into this thing. Remember, we have that 9:45 news. This is a zone to zone game. Okay, price was here. Price was here, came up, got hung up in this zone, came back down, came up, touched the top of here. Okay, bounced down here. Now it's just between these zones. And I would love for it to do that, but that's just my personal wish there. All right, so I'm getting into one tester here. Okay, one. Gonna put my stop loss at the top of that candle. And we got a weak score here. We got a red background. All 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames. We have an A+ setup. Let me get this out of the way here. We got an A+ setup on the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick Radar. So all signs are to the downside. All signs are very bearish here. There's not much proof to the upside. Even though we're getting hung up here, because this is a zone, even though it's a weak score, it needs to be contended with. There's orders here, there's orders here. We got to gobble up these orders so we can take it to the next zone, right? Okay, so it still needs to be contended with. But that's why I'm just risking a little bit. Got my stop loss not even at the next zone. I mean, these are tight zones. I got my stop loss like below the next zone. And but all signs, we're stacking probability. All 5 traders are bearish across 6 time frames. Sorry, I got the zones kind of over it. We got hot pink candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. Okay, got an A+ setup on the ultimate trading assistant to the downside. Maverick trender is pegged to the top. You have a downtrend label. I mean, just a lot of downside data. Now, we're heading into the last minute of the 5-minute turn. This is manipulation time. So what you can see here is, let me get rid of this. What you can see here is this clock is red right now because it's manipulation time. Let's watch it. It might come up and just take me out during manipulation time. Okay, but I accepted that loss before I even got into this trade because I figured I was getting in a little early. We got 9 minutes to market open, which is not what I normally trade, but I just, this thing's just looking like it wants to crack down. Just wants to flush. Okay, if you see pink, it will most likely sink. Look at this. Look at all night long. Just like your boy Lionel Richie. Look at this. Holy smokes. Look at the sell signal right here. Oh my goodness. I mean, these are 5-minute candles, folks. This came down like all night long. From last night all throughout the morning. Unbelievable. Now we're getting hung up here at the bottom here, but holy smokes. All right, so let's see. I got a tight stop loss. It's okay if we lose because it's so tight of a stop loss for this position size. And then if it bounces here, even if we get stopped out and it breaks to the, I'll just re-enter, and we'll just take this thing down potentially to the next zone. Okay, which is all auto drawn by your Maverick zones. Red background, hot pink candles, A+ setup to the downside. All 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames. And we got a stronger zone here versus here. And price likes a lot of times to move away from the stronger zone. Now, it is 8 minutes, less than 8 minutes before market opens. So we could just, the market might open, and even if it does flush down, we might get wicked out, which is why I don't like being in a trade right at market open, because there's just all these orders hit and you get big wicks on both sides. But yeah, we'll see. If we can get far enough away, then I wouldn't be worried about that, and I would stay in it for the open. All right, so now we're heating up. We're in manipulation time though, so I'm not gonna get too excited here. We got a red timer here. You're gonna see things get a little crazy here because you're coming into, this will be your last candle before the market opens. So but all signs are really, man, the data, everything's pointing towards now if we can break this zone, see, we're breaking the zone right now, breaking the zone. We're only in one contract. Our next zone is way down here. I'll rest my buy order, but not going to get greedy and look for this whole thing, because most likely we might form another zone in between here and then continue down. But pretty cool stuff here. Okay, so we got a red background. Bears are in control. Pink candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. You have an A+ setup on the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick radar, that goes through your entire checklist to let you know, do you have no setup, do you have a B setup, or do you have an A setup? And right now it's saying you have an A setup to the downside. All 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames. Think of these as traders, they're algorithms, but think of them as traders, all with a different style. Instead of having 6 charts on your screen like this, and you're trying to read them all, and one's going down, one's going up, one's doing some funky thing, and you're just like, okay, what's going on this chart? Oh, what's going on in this chart? Oh, what's going on in this chart? Why do that to yourself? Just have the Maverick Multi-X up here, 5 traders, all voting across 6 time frames. You can change these time frames to whatever you want. Let them cast their vote, right? Let them cast their vote and tell you, are they bearish or bullish? And right now they're all bearish. Maverick trenders pegged to the top down here, which is beautiful. We got a downtrend label, but we're heading into that open. I really want to add to this position, but I also don't want to get creamed on the open. So let's see here. Yeah, we're breaking that zone. We're breaking that zone. Going to give a tight stop loss, but we're breaking this zone here. A lot of times, again, the Maverick zone draws your zones by probability, not by just the price alone. So now price a lot of times likes to move away from the higher score. 63, totally game for breaking. Now, will we break it and move to the downside, or is everybody going to hold their breath and wait for the open and us just find ourselves here till the open? Let's see. Anything can happen at any time, minutes before the open. Okay, A+ setup going into the open. Maverick trender pegged to the top, downtrend label. All 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames. Now we just got to make sure we don't get wicked out. So I'm actually going to put this to the top of the zone just in case the market opens and we wick up and down and then continue to the downside. This is one of the rare exceptions that I'll actually move my stop loss away from the entry area, because that can happen in a millisecond, that we could wick up right at when the bell rings and then just push down. So got about a minute till market opens. Okay. And this is a zone to be contended with. Look at this. I mean, you've been stopped quite a bit. But we're pretty bearish here. We're pretty bearish. Still have that A+ setup to the downside. Maverick trender peg to the top. You're in manipulation time. Okay, you're in manipulation time. The Maverick atomic clock here is red. Okay, so we got to get through this manipulation time. The bell's going to ring in about 20 seconds. And it's looking pretty bearish. Look at this wick. See? Everybody's, oops. Look at this wick. Everybody's getting ready for the market open. If we break through this zone, I will add to the position. Okay. Oh, look at that market open. Beautiful. Get through the first little bit here. See, look at these wicks. Huge wicks. Huge. There we go. Okay, beautiful. If we can push over 1,000, that'd be great. Gonna add to the position. Boom, there you go, 1,200 bucks. Okay, just about $1,200. Now, is this gonna continue to this level? It could. This is your opening candle. Okay, it definitely could. But I normally don't trade. I normally am not in a trade at the open. But this had so much tremendous downside data. See here, all 5 traders are voting bearish. You have an A+ setup on the Ultimate Trading Assistant, the Maverick Radar. Let me get this out of the way. You have an A+ setup on the Ultimate Trading Assistant, the Maverick Radar. You have a red background. The bears are in control. All 5 traders are voting bearish. You have a downtrend label. We broke this weak zone. Your next zone is way down here. This is what we call stacking probability. Okay, stacking probability. Now look at this wick. Market's going to figure itself out. This first 5 minutes of the market open, I normally don't trade because it's going to wick. It's going to come up. Look at this wick. So, but anyway, there's so much bearish activity on this candle. It's insane. So now the bears, the bulls, they're going to fight it out and we'll see where it goes. Yeah, but all signs pointed to the downside. And there we go. Almost 1,200 bucks right there. So listen, if you want clear vision on your charts, if you want some edge in the market, come check us out. All right. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Never any guarantees in any market. But we would love to help you crush it. And look, what's going to happen here? We're going to break through this zone and then start heading to the upside, or are we going to find friction at this zone? Whoops. Are we going to find friction at this zone and then head back down to this zone? Oh, there you go. There's your friction. Everybody else doesn't have the Maverick zones, well, unless they own it. But look at that. And you just teed right off of that zone. Look at that. Crazy. Anyway, too fun using these tools. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Never any guarantees in any market. So again, we would love to help you crush it. Come check us out. But we're having fun over here. MaverickIndicators.com. That's MaverickIndicators.com.